three
I'm
chapters
trying to
late on
see
every
mine.
jump, or almost every jump series, I'd say.
You got a kid
Right
now,
now.
you know. Screw it, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, I read. I generally read on the bus. On the bus now, on the train going to
Oh,
work.
oh my God, you
But
have
there's not enough
trains.
time.
That's how I
Oh,
started reading manga. Was on the
Europe.
bus in college, just like
Yeah.
blurry eyed, going, "What's happening in Tokyo Ghoul? I don't really know what's going on."
I
True.
I
True.
uh I have this problem whenever I get into a new manga series that I get very like bad hyper fixation on a series, and I won't do anything. I will sit down and read the series until I'm either caught up or I finish it.
Oh, let's go.
Except for
I
One
wish
Piece,
I
which I'm
could do
taking my
that.
time with.
See,
Yeah.
that'll happen to me, but only from like the hours of like 11 to 3 a.m. Like it's like, oh, day's over.
That's
I
to
could
read
I could
manga.
read an arc of Dan to Dan. Yeah, I could do that probably.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. And then you wake up and you're like, why did I do that? I'm so
that was
tired.
bad. Yeah, now
I didn't need to do that.
I
I'm gonna do a
remember.
shit day of work.
Yeah,
Yep.
back when I was in high school, I remember doing I stayed up all night reading Elfen Lied,
Mhm.
which nowadays I go
Well,
back
that's
to and
not
it's like,
worth it.
yeah, I was like, back then I was an edgy teen. I was like, yeah, this is so cool.
This is
There's
so sick.
a very badly drawn naked girl killing people.
Mhm.
Yes.
This is awesome.
I did the same thing
Uh,
with Gantz, I think.
Yes.
I'm in
Oh
my
God.
shoujo arc right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yes.
Also,
Kimi totally
should we do
cares.
like introductions or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that we're
probably.
recording?
Yes. Speaking of reading manga, this is the Public Safety Special Broadcast, YouTube's first and only. None of you else better steal my idea. Weekly Chainsaw Man discussion, and we are getting today into the proper weekly discussion because a new chapter is coming soon. We've been waiting 2 weeks. Before we get into it, let's go around the circle. Let's just go clockwise and introduce ourselves. Give your name, age, and devil contract. I am Secret Doves. I am 33 years old, and my devil contract is, of course, with the War Devil.
I'm Sam from the YouTube channel Tracking Shots. I'm 26, and my devil contract I did not think of, but I'll just say I am the Premier Devil. I have a contract with the Premier Devil, and I just give you lots of pain from indiscriminate crashings.
Let's go.
So say like Premiere, like
and
the app. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I'm the
Yeah.
Adobe Devil. How about that?
The Adobe Devil.
Oh,
Oh, dear Lord.
Nothing could strike fear
That's
into
a
the
primal
hearts of
fear.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a primal fear devil.
primal fear of all content creators.
I'm Jake
Uh,
from the YouTube channel Jake Jones. I'm 25 years old. My devil contract today is with the toothache devil because I'm pretty sure my crown fell out this morning. So hello.
That sucks, dude.
I got skipped.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
who
wait,
I am.
I thought it was. Oh, never mind, my bad. Wait, okay. Crash,
Jake,
you go first.
Clockwise.
Edit
I
it.
did the same
No,
thing.
no.
I was like left, right, left.
No,
right.
okay. I don't know if the displays are the same on your guys' screens as it is on mine.
It
I see.
does. It said clockwork.
Oh! I was doing it like manga.
You know-
I was doing it like, or
No,
I guess
you
opposite
The
weren't.
of
opposite,
manga.
actually.
Nope.
Yeah,
Like
You're
comics.
doing it-
opposite
you're
of
doing
manga. I was
it
doing it like
like
real
comics.
comics. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
last one.
Real comics? Excuse me?
I listen. I can't read either way, and I also can't follow directions. So, Crash, you
Moving
beautiful
on.
man, please
Moving
take
on
it
from
away.
Jake.
I am Crash. I am 30, and my
30.
devil contract is with Skip a Dude Devil. I don't know.
Ooh. We got
It's
we
with
got
me. I'm your devil bitch.
multi-contract users
Yeah.
here, according to the lore. All right, we're into it. This week it's chapter 141. Everybody pull that up, recall, get into it. It was an interesting chapter. It seems like the end of this longer arc focused on Denji, with very little action, entirely character focused, which is something new. And the first half of the chapter begins with something that is very associated with Chainsaw Man, but has actually been pretty rare, which is a long slice of life segment between Denji and Nayuta. So let's just start with that first half. Let's just go with initial reactions again. Let's start with our first guest here, uh, Sam. How did you feel about the Denji and Nayuta interactions here?
It's adorable. I have a weird thing with Chainsaw Man where when I get to a chapter that's like one of those no dialogue, just imagery chapters, reading it weekly, I'm always upset because I'm like, oh, I want the plot to progress. But
Mm-hmm.
then going back on it, I love these moments. Like, it's one of the things that Fujimoto does so well, which is just paint a picture of someone's day to day interaction and get you like invest in the characters without dialogue. Meowie fans, I'm sure, are really excited to see that the cat is still around. Uh,
Yes.
but no, it's very sweet, and it sets up this idea of like what it plays with the idea of like what will Denji choose to do in terms of giving up being Chainsaw Man or not, and I think that is like going to be very important going forward. But it's also just like really done well here, where it seems like he feels like his life isn't going well, but it's in a weird way it could be thought of as better than it has been.
Mm.
Like he still has someone to care about, and she's been scary in the past in part two, like especially when it comes to her interactions with Asa. But then you see this chapter and you kind of get that like, oh, their relationship can be wholesome, and it's nice, it's pleasant.
Cool. That's all good stuff. Crash, what was your take here?
Uh, yeah, I like the wholesomeness. We've been a long time without Nayuta, without these moments. I think this is what people
Yes.
expected when we finished part one.
Mhm.
Was a lot of this,
Yes.
and we got nothing for a very long time. So yeah, it was nice. I liked just a panel of Denji watching the dog in the bathtub together. I
That was a pretty hard panel.
yeah, I really like that one. But yeah, it tackles one of the themes, I guess, from the first part. Um, when Ayuda asks Denji, like, "Are you unhappy?" and he says, "I don't know." That I feel like Denji never really Denji kind of gets what he wants a lot of the times, and when he gets it, it's like I'm still not this is still not enough, and I don't know why. And this is part of it. We get to see that he does have a family, he does have a billion and one pets, and yeah, it is not like the Denji that we saw in part one where he was just being constantly like exploited by the mafia and all of
Mm.
that, but he's still not fully happy, and find that interesting that we still are there with him.
That's good. Jake, what was your
It's hard,
insight?
honestly. It's hard to add on to what's been said now and what was said last week because we've been dwelling on this chapter for 13 goddamn days now.
I
It
know.
feels like forever since the
We're
last
so
chapter. To the point
close.
where like I spent the first like 3 minutes during introductions trying to figure out what happened last chapter. Was this the chapter that he went into the cult building? No, this is the
Nope.
chapter where they talked to Family Burger. It
The
was
back
I
half
had
is
to
a lot
Family burger.
busier,
yeah
for sure.
yeah,
We'll get
I
there.
had to catch myself up because it's just been so goddamn long now. I say it all the time, whether it's in my reviews or I think I even talked about it last week here. I do live for these types of Denji and especially like Denji and Naita chapters or character study on Denji chapters is what I've been calling them now.
Yes.
Uh, because it's just been such a fantastic and like we spent a decent amount of time talking about this last week, but Denji's change, it's just been such a fantastic window into like the growth and maturity that he's had since part
Mm.
one, and how forcing him to become the big brother figure himself, or even like a father figure, dare I say, uh,
Sheesh.
forcing that onto him has definitely changed him You know, I mean, these are all things I feel like we said last week, though. For me, the biggest takeaway is holy shit, it's been a long time since the last chapter.
It's true. It's going on. We're approaching 14 days. We're approaching 35 days without Yoru in the manga. I'm gonna lose
Who's counting?
my mind.
Where
I'm
is she? Is
gonna-
she safe?
Where,
Is she all right?
where is she? What's she doing? I did want to talk a little bit about Nayuta because over this break discussion here, there has been an extended discussion about Nayuta the character. You know, this chapter obviously is the end of Benji's little character arc here, where he is thinking about what to do. He's getting quartered by Yoshida. The church is weirdos. This all sucks. And the only thing he's got going for him is Naita, and this is this. I think it's 134, the chapter where, you know, the fake Chainsaw Man comes on TV and reveals himself. It's been since then that we've actually seen Nayuta at all, and there's been an interesting discussion about what her situation is like, because she clearly knows more than she's telling Denji, right? She met Fami. She knows about Asa's identity now as the War Devil because Fami told her, and yet she hasn't said anything to Denji. She is just chilling, and we see her here at the end of this slice of life section. She's like, I'll be with you for the rest of your life, and then you'll be happy. Even though she knows all this other stuff about Chainsaw Man, she's not putting it on the table. She's just chilling. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think of this Nayuta character? Is she running the Makima playbook back? Is it more innocent? Is it just confused? Let's see it.
I personally believe that I think she understands that Denji isn't necessarily the brightest bulb in the bunch. She understands that he's easily confused, and I think this is like her way of like showing him love by, you know, even if she knows all this stuff, like why does he have to know? Like if he can just continue doing what he's doing and having fun with his life, like it doesn't matter. He shows, so like when Asa came
I
in
see.
and she was like, she smells weird, like, and she said, Denji, stay away from her, you'll be happy if you stay away from her. And it's like her way of being like he doesn't have to know everything that's going on, like he can just, as long as he's happy. I don't know, that's just what I've gathered from the past few chapters
Okay.
thinking about Naita.
Well, it's
Okay.
interesting in that interaction. She's right, even though she doesn't know why. Like, and even though Asa doesn't know that she's after Denji, she is. Like, that's that big miscommunication in the whole of part 2, where it's like just Asa doesn't know it, but is hunting Denji the whole time. And I like what you said about her trying to. It seems to be not the Makima playbook in the sense that she seems to be trying to protect Denji,
Sure.
or at least protect
Yeah.
their current living situation. Like, she seems really content to just hang around and like go to human school and sleep with the dogs and just chill out. Whereas Makima had like way more ambition than that, and also was using Denji purely as a tool. Whereas at least this seems to be maybe misplaced, but from like a place of love.
Yeah, I think Nayuta is the lovable little the little sister that's a little bit jealous of everyone that, or not jealous, selfish. That's the word I was looking
Mhm.
for. Like she wants
Mhm.
Zenji to be happy with her, and she wants him for herself. And I think
Yes.
everything that she does is based on that.
Yeah, I think there is definitely an element of possessiveness. Right? She's like, you don't need other people. I'll be with you. We're chilling. We're
Yeah,
vibing. We'll just run this day back forever. Because, the whole time, Denji's going through this struggle. He's reaching for a starter, but he doesn't go for it. And he's so confused. And Nice is having a great time. You know what I mean? Just getting the curry buns, brushing her teeth, playing with her dogs, But
Stealing from classmates at lunch.
she's going from classmate at lunch, doing whatever the hell she wants, dude. Like, she does not
Sigma
care.
behavior.
Yep, she's just having the time of her life. But I noted a while ago that I mean, Crash, you noted that Denji's in the bath with the dogs. I mean, he's still a dog, man. He's still
He's still got that dog in him.
he's still one of the dogs. He's hanging with the dogs. He's bathing with the dogs. He's sleeping with the dogs. He's her favorite dog, but she's
Yeah.
not. I don't know if it's necessarily on her, but still, their relationship isn't one where they're being upfront and honest with each other, right?
Right.
Either side. I mean, Denji just has no idea what he even thinks about anything. He's no idea what he's doing.
Well, it's not been clear if how much Denji has told her
Right.
about Makima and that whole situation. Like, it's not.
Nothing.
They
I
might
imagine.
both be withholding stuff from each other, even
Oh.
if she does know it already.
Absolutely, that is the case. I think that's a good summary of this short little segment here. That's where we leave off with Denji. He's with Nayuta. He's living his life. He has resigned himself, apparently, to this situation, this normalcy. Which is where we get into the back half of the chapter, where the real deal freak stuff begins. The whip hybrid is back, as well as the spear hybrid, apparently, although he is not saying anything. We come into the family burger meeting, where everything gets laid out just in 2 pages here. 2 of the 14 pages Fujimoto takes to lay the whole plan out. The hybrids are planning something weird, wild, and extremely violent coming down the pipe. So,
A literal fucking terrorist plot.
yes, literal terrorism on the table.
At Family Burger,
Uh,
as one does.
I'll just open this one up without going around because it was so quick, but also so big in the classic Fujimoto way. What did you all think about this? What was the takes?
I'm mostly just curious as to where we're going now. Like what's happening next. It's just I feel like this is a lot too hype. The next the end of the arc, I guess.
Sure.
To me, it feels like the hybrids don't necessarily. I don't think they want to draw out Denji as Chainsaw Man. I think they want to draw out Black Chainsaw Man, and I don't know how or what their plan is and why they think maybe they think maybe it is that they want to bring out Denji. If they want to bring out Denji, then I guess like just killing as many innocent people as possible and stopping any devil hunter that tries to stop them. I mean, then who's the only person that can stop them? The immortal Denji. Uh, but that feels almost too simple for Fujimoto. I don't know. Maybe that's why I always thought that potentially there could be like factions of people that support Black Chainsaw Man versus Red Chainsaw Man, and why like I talked about this a little bit in my review as well. How I've seen a lot of people say that it would be hard to imagine Quan Chi, Reize, or Samurai Sword being part of the Chainsaw Man Church. It just seems weird. But it wouldn't be so far fetched to see them support Denji. Or say like they see that the Chainsaw Man Church is whack. They already know that Denji's Chainsaw Man, so whoever the schmuck is that they're parading on TV obviously isn't. And it would be interesting to see if maybe they approach Denji, and then Denji's like, "Who are you guys?" Even though he clearly knows who they are, and they're like, "Okay, listen, this is weird, we're gonna help you stop this because I'm certain this is making your life a lot more difficult too. And it could be like a whole dichotomy of bring like, and it's another way to bring the difference between Red and Black Chainsaw Man into the fold after that got introduced, like 5-6 chapters ago.
True.
Um,
By Fami.
I think that was an important detail that not a lot of people call back to, because it's an important distinction in the fact that a character is finally mentioned that they notice the difference.
Right.
Is pretty huge. Um,
Talking about the other weapons that aren't here, I go back and forth on whether or not they'll actually be integrated into the story in a big way, because like each of those characters had really definitive endings to their arcs and their stories, and we've never seen Denji comment on Rize, which would be the main one, like showing
Right.
back up. Like he seems to not acknowledge it, or at least if that acknowledgement happens, it happens off panel, off screen.
Well, he doesn't necessarily remember that she's around, that she was
It's
around.
not clear.
Because he didn't
Yeah.
remember Miri. He didn't remember, like, the sword
doesn't remember the event.
fights
Right.
necessarily.
But he should remember Rize. Like
The
it's
person,
odd that he
yes.
doesn't.
he
Right.
would definitely remember her. I could see her being integrated back into the story. I could see all of them being integrated back into the story.
I
I just
assume
like
they will
I
be.
I think
Yeah,
it
yeah.
won't be.
Yo.
This
Ooh,
feels
should
like
we- should we-
Rizicopium.
should we-
This
should we
feels
take
like
bets?
I want her to be. Listen,
Let's go.
probably my favorite character in the series, but
Me too.
it feels
Take
like
bets. Calm down, chick.
it feels like Fujimoto is like specifically focusing on the weapons that we haven't spent a lot of time with,
True.
and that those characters that we have met and have interacted with and have had their own arcs are, even though they're not dead because they're all immortal, it feels like their personalities have somewhat faded in the story, and it's not clear mechanically what has happened to them, what
No.
Makima did to them. We get a little bit of it with the sword boy going like, I don't want to be controlled anymore.
Sure.
I wasn't in control of my life, but it's not clear
Still isn't in
if
control
those
of his
characters
life.
have recovered.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is that I feel like it was kind of a weird choice for Fujimoto, having in mind that Rez's arc kind of was completed,
Yeah.
to bring her back at the end. It like, if he wasn't planning to bring her back, again, I don't think he would use her there.
Yeah.
But I don't know Fujimoto.
I thought that was
Um,
just. I thought of that as just like a little knife twist.
Yeah.
Right
but
there. Just
but
to be
again, like
Makima's
Denji
so evil
doesn't.
here.
Yeah, that's true. But like Denji doesn't even remember.
Right.
Doesn't isn't aware of what is happening at that point.
Right.
It does hurt
So,
the audience though.
Yeah,
It hurts.
it does, and he loves to do that.
It's
Um,
so
To be
upsetting
fair,
seeing them both.
we
like,
talk about Denji not remembering Miri Sugo, or Barem. To be completely fair, Denji never met them.
No.
Only Pochita did, and
Yeah.
I think bringing these characters back into the fold, and in this way, I could actually see, I see the argument that you're making as well, that like these are characters that haven't interacted with Denji, they haven't had their arcs, they showed up at one point, we're like, okay, who are these cannon fodder?
mhm.
And then and that's exactly what they were at the time.
Right.
But now having them come back, it's definitely like Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the screen. But I think I still see I still see a place for Reize and Quan Chi and Samurai Sword to come back. Just
I
in like
absolutely
my own personal thought on that. I like probably if he does integrate them back, he'd find a completely different way. That's just like, okay, what the fuck are you doing, Fujimoto?
Somebody.
Right.
That's
This,
just how he
this
does it.
manga constantly zags instead of zigging, and it throws you
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And
Somebody
as soon as you
commented.
expect it to zag, it zigs.
Somebody commented that they might be with public safety, which I'm not quite sure about. Quan Chi I could maybe see
that.
as like a request from Kishibe. Reize, I kind of doubt it. Katana, maybe. Katana, potentially. I could see
They are all
Katana
Yeah.
being a public safety guy now, and he shows up in this.
just to point out who these people are. Reize is part of a secret USSR like science experiment. Quan Chi is a Chinese assassin, and Samurai Sword is a fucking
He's
Yakuza
a Yakuza,
crony.
yeah.
Yeah.
These are all people that I would not want in a government position.
I could see them
Yeah.
being.
Do you
with
want
the
Makima in a
CCG
government
or not
position, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I mean,
no, I mean, I
whatever.
personally don't, but you know, she went the bureaucratic way, so that's how she got there.
I
But
don't know, I think
seeing
I
like especially Reze, who definitely killed a decent amount of both public safety and innocent people. Reze and
public
Samurai
safety,
Sword.
public safety
Yeah,
does not care
but
about that at all, dude. Let's be serious. They're
I could
they're
also
such
see them being
freaks.
like under lock and key, like the future
Yeah.
devil,
Yeah, the only
as opposed to actually. The only problem with that is how do you hold them? But
the only thing is like why aren't these four in there then? You know, it's like they got those three and they just left these four, like whatever. These guys are fine,
right,
right?
because they're not really hiding either. They're
No.
like
also,
really
how the
public
fuck
with
did
the
they
church.
escape the final battle? Did they just like fuck off when they saw Denji and
Who
Makima
knows?
fighting? Like,
I mean, they all
these are
got
questions I probably shouldn't ask.
chopped up and like burned and stuff, right? And in the final fight with Denji, so
Yeah, but
they were
I
all
don't see Denji
good.
like it's making sure that they are never coming back. He probably just
No,
grabbed Makima and left.
they just had to.
He's not very good at follow up.
They just
with
had to roll
anything.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
goes to
don't.
Makima and says, "I'm gonna eat that."
I kind of doubt we'll ever get a clear explanation of that because just like Fujimoto's not the type to care or bother.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep writing this shit. Hold my beer.
Yeah, it was like whatever.
What-
Something happened. They got out of there.
Hold
It
my
is what it
lean.
is.
It's more about the like emotions and the feelings of
Yeah.
Denji and Makima. It's like who cares about the fodder at the end of the day?
They're- But well, we do now because they are
No.
back. In
And
these,
they all seem really stupid.
oh man, I really loved that detail. I loved it because it's one of those things where like
They're
it's
all
funny.
hard to spell.
It's a funny joke. It's got that weird darkness because Barem delivers his absolute insane line. Like, this guy's a freak. We knew he was weird. Now we know he's an absolute just homicidal freak. Probably one of the most explicitly evil characters we've had in Chainsaw Man. Just like we have no sense that there's any reason to be sympathetic to this dude. He's messing around with kids in the Chainsaw Church. He's getting ready to just pile up the bodies. He's the flamethrower guy who was absolutely freaked out in all those fights. Like, I'm loving that there's a real deal, straight up villain in Chainsaw Man, probably for the first time. Like, where everyone's just like, "Oh man, I want to see this guy get rolled. I want to see him get owned." Even Falling Devil,
I kind of
wasn't
like him
that.
a little bit.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, he's
actually-
fun when he's fun when he's on.
Yeah,
page.
I as a villain, I prefer him to the Falling Devil. I think he is fun. I like it's weird because in the first chapter he was introduced 2 chapters ago, or reintroduced. He immediately showed a lot of personality as a character.
Oh yeah.
And it was weird because he was just like, but even back in the original fight, he was the only one that talked in the fight because he was like,
Yep.
"Word for me, baby," and then like
He's a
exploded
freak,
the apartment building. Dude, like he's always been like in retrospect a very interesting and enigmatic guy to the point where like there's a charm to it. When he first came in, he was like overly friendly with Denji, and like he tried to shake Denji's hand, and he shoved his fingers in his nose and started laughing. It was just like he's clearly like
sicko.
he's a fun guy. I don't know. I don't necessarily pick up. I don't pick up too much like sicko from him. I pick up more. I mean, aside from like the terrorist.
You meet
let
someone
me ask
meets you
you-
for the first time and they jam their fingers in your nose. You're not gonna be like, "This guy's a freak." What is this?
Someone hasn't seen
let
the
me
first
ask you.
episode of Asobi Asobase, and it shows.
I have. And-
Jake, let me ask you this question: Would you go on a dinner with him?
If
I always
okay,
forget his name.
would I
Baron?
go to dinner with Baron? Honestly,
Yeah.
he seems like he can hold it down. Like I feel
what
like
down?
maybe
Look
if
at
he's
that
like
Christian Paul.
Okay.
Hold
Listen.
what down?
This is the kind of conversation that I kind of wanted to get into when it comes to fucking public safety, special broadcasts. Listen, if Barham texts you right now, say, okay, you're sitting at home, you get a text from Barham on your phone. He says, "Yo, I'm at Family Burger. Come through." Like he see it. Like I feel like I'd get a text like that from him, and I would go
blocked him
because
immediately.
aside from
What
the terrorist
fuck
plot,
is this?
listen. Okay, okay.
That's a big
Besides
aside.
the fact that he's a terrorist,
Aside,
you get a burger.
No.
you can
Terrorist,
play
and then he
DVR.
runs a cult.
look at his personality alone. Don't think about the cult. You guys you're dwelling too much on the finer details. Don't think
Those
about
are
the
some pretty
cult.
big details.
Don't think about the terrorist plot, but think about his personality. Does he not seem like, as the English would say, a top bloke?
I think 5 minutes into that meal, he's pitching you on this great crypto scam he just heard about.
Absolutely.
I think his personality is doofus.
This
I've been investing in Pepe Coin, and I really think that you should jump
Right,
on.
and he's like, "Listen, it's gonna work. We're gonna make millions." Like that's
I
And,
don't
no,
know.
and
He's,
Meaty's already thrown his parents' like retirement account into it.
100%. His like main trait just seems to be gullible.
I don't know if you
And I
guys.
feel like they're setting up these weapons to just completely be pawns in like a bigger plot.
I don't.
In an endearing way.
Oh, very endearing, but also just
Yeah.
I don't
it-
think Barem
I feel like-
is naive at all. I think he knows exactly what's going on.
Well,
You think he's conniving?
Meaty Sugo is naive.
Meaty Sugo is naive.
Barham's a fucking Okay.
Barham-
See, I think
So-
he's I don't know.
If you were to get lunch at Family Burger with any Chainsaw Man character, who would it be?
Kobeni. I'm going Kobeni
Of course.
100% of the time.
No, I'm always gonna go with Power. That's or Meow.
Wow,
That's
you are
my
gonna
option.
have a disastrous lunch. That's gonna be
Yes.
it. You're gonna be thinking about that for the next 2 weeks. You're like, what the hell?
It's all about the memorable moments.
I want to go with
I-
Yoshida just so he pays
Oh,
for
you
it.
should.
Yoshida?
True.
Oh yeah, true.
I feel like, I mean, Himeno would be a good choice, but also Kishibe. Himeno and Kishibe, like we would have to go to the fucking Family Burger Cantina, like the Taco Bell where they serve alcohol as well.
True.
But I don't know. I feel like Barham, he wouldn't be a bad choice. I don't know. He's shown a lot more
This-
personality
no,
than.
this
than
I
a
want
lot
to be in
of
the
other
other
characters.
booth. I want to be in the booth next door listening in on the conversation. I don't want
This
to actually
dude
be
is
like
straight.
having to
This dude is
talk
straight
with them.
evil, man. Like, okay, I
We've
had
had 2 chapters with him.
there was an interesting idea on Twitter. You said that flamethrower, Barem's weapon form, is the only one who said anything during the fight. There was an interesting idea on Twitter that is because Makima didn't actually have to take control of him. He just was like, "Sure, I'm down. Let's
Fuck
go."
yeah, dude.
Why not?
It was
He's a true
like
soldier.
she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight Black Chainsaw Man." He was like, "I don't care about any of that. We're fighting. I'm there."
That's
You
my
know
queen.
what I mean? It's like he's a fucking freak, dude. Like this guy, he's higher up in the church. He knows everything that's going on, and he's got no pretense about it. Like everybody else was all like, "Oh yeah, there's evil rays," and I'm so confused. And he was just like, "I'm here for Chainsaw Man, Denji. Where's Chainsaw Man? What's the deal?" You know what I mean? Screw this cult stuff.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. I'm just like, oh my god, this guy's sick. He knows exactly what's up. He knows everything that's going on. Doesn't care. Is down to clown. He's I don't know if you've ever met a real sicko, like a real bad person,
Freak.
like
I
in
don't-
real life.
I don't see that in him.
No,
Oh man.
I
I don't think I have.
I've met some plenty of fucked people. I have some true sickos within like my family, not my actual family, but like I know real fucked people. I'm not getting that from Barham. I think maybe he's got like maybe a little bit of a Patrick Bateman, which is pretty bad. But
I didn't expect to be coming onto the Barham apology tour.
we have had also not a Barham apology tour.
Baron did
Uh,
not.
No,
obviously, the
terrible.
terrorist plot the Terrace plot in Family Burger isn't necessarily condonable.
That episode's going great.
Well, can you
But-
condone him for actions that haven't happened yet? I mean,
We have had 2 chapters of him reintroduced. I think it would be from my point of view, I do think it's a stretch to even consider him like a true villain yet, or I don't necessarily see I mean, actually, that's not considering the Terrace plot. The Terrace plot is a villainous action, but I don't necessarily.
I'm expecting
Is-
I'm expecting Jake Jones to be canceled within the next month.
What is
Probably.
this? What is this?
listen, I agree with you in the abstract, where I don't think that he's the conniving like mastermind behind the
No.
next arc. I think that he is like
That's essentially
really
what I'm trying to
being
get at in like a less
manipulated.
eloquent way.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like he's being set up like pawn is just like the easy word to use, but it seems like he is. Anytime that characters come into Chainsaw Man and they have all these grand plans, it never goes the way that you think it will go. Like, he reminds me of some of the lower level assassins in the Assassin arc,
Sure.
like the three
Absolutely,
brothers in the US,
Yeah,
where it's like he's
Warner
coming
Brothers.
in, he's excited, and he's gonna get hit by a car. Like, it just doesn't seem like anything he's got going on
Well,
will benefit him in the long run.
what he kind of reminds me of, because and what I was trying to really get at is because his intentions are not clearly set out, aside from he wants to draw out Chainsaw Man.
Right.
Mhm.
What does he want with Chainsaw Man? In the same way with Makima. Makima did a lot of terrible things because she had because she wanted to be close to Chainsaw Man, but she did have some lofty and righteous ideas, but to a terrible extent, where she wanted to erase war, hunger, and death. She wanted to get rid of things using Chainsaw Man. And in the same way, what is it that Barem wants with Denji? Could potentially it's one of those things where we don't actually know if he's like. That's why I have trouble like looking at him like he is truly 100% evil. Like, he's just a shitty guy to his core.
But he's like a high-ranking member of a like youth sex cult, dude. Like, I don't know, bro.
Well,
but
Do you not like sex?
Okay, guys.
not like freedom. No, but the
exactly, a
implications.
fucking narc.
I feel like the church is being set up as like the wrong reaction to legitimate grievances. Like, there have been so many little minor moments in part 2 where people complain about like the death toll when it comes to devils and the lack of like support, and it's reflected in like how Denji is treated by society, how Asa is treated by society,
Absolutely.
how these people keep like falling through the cracks, and just like in real life they get taken in by organizations that don't have their best interests at heart,
right?
But our people flock to it because it's like, oh, we'll make the world a better place,
right?
And that's, I don't know if Barem is fully drinking the Kool-Aid or is just pretending to. Like, that's the big question with him.
He said,
but I get the impression that he's a true believer and is being like, that sets him up to be even more manipulated.
See, the last line to me, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, is this guy lost in the sauce, or is he a real cynical loser? And the line, humans, weapons, and devils were all born to kill, I was like, no, this guy, he's sicko. He's on some other stuff. All this church stuff, you know, he's got some kind of weird personal beef he is being manipulated, but he's not being like, he's not like Miri's like buying in because he's desperate. But Barem is like, he's not bought in, he doesn't buy it, he doesn't care, but he's like, oh, Fami probably set him up, as Fami's been doing this whole time. So I'm like, oh, you want this? Well, I can offer you this. And he's like, well, I don't care about this whole church thing. And she's like, you don't have to care about church, you know, we can help you out. You have this beef with Chainsaw Man, we're on the same team, you know what I mean? I'm on everybody's team. Ha 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 ha. That's what I assume. Is Fami's playing him. He will get played, but he's not in deep. He's got his own motives and weird, twisted mindset. Which is also what I think is going on with the Spear Devil, but he's completely mysterious at this point. He's literally just sitting there reading. I'm very excited for his character. But I don't think we're going to get it next chapter. I want to transition to this last third of the broadcast to talking about what do we think is coming down the pipeline? Where do we think the next chapter will go? Where are we going from here?
That's
That's always
an
like a
incredibly
risky
loaded
thing.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in Chainsaw Man next week? That's not the question you ask.
I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to throw
Yeah.
out a bunch of ideas
You know,
and just be completely proven wrong next chapter.
We have 0% shot of any of these being correct. Let's hear it.
I mean, my main thought is that these people are jobbers and are going to get very quickly wiped out, or at least have their plan go very awry in a way that like will not work out. It's not going to work out for them, which I think is an easy guess.
Sure.
But I think what they are doing will push the world closer towards that apocalypse that Fami and crew are trying to prevent. Like I think that like in trying so hard to curb that, they will ultimately be pushing us closer to it. Like that's and how that works with Denji and Asa and Chainsaw Man and Dark Chainsaw Man, who knows? But I think that is like they are another domino in the eventual like crash of whatever this part's leading to.
So you buy Fami's line that she's trying to prevent the apocalypse to save pizza.
I do, only because of Fire Punch. I think Fujimoto really likes characters that have really simple motivations.
I can see it.
Yeah, and
but
the character in that is very similar.
But the thing is, if you also go with the idea that she also laid out, her other idea of the world is going towards apocalypse, she summoned the Falling Devil, who is like the harbinger of the apocalypse. So is she trying to stop the apocalypse, or is she making the apocalypse happen? Or is she doing both because she's insane as the real brains of the whole operation, Yoru?
Possibly. I don't think it's that, but no. But I don't think Yoru has the brains to have any machinations.
All right, I'm kicking him off the call.
No. I love Yoru, but Yoru is
you cannot tell me that you think Yoru got higher than a 1400 on our SAT. You cannot fucking tell me. You cannot tell me that. You are a Yoru lover. You are a Yoru expert, and you will do a disservice to your character if you say she's at all intelligent.
I love Yoru so much when she's like pouty and having tantrums.
No. Gosh. When was Yoru wrong? Give me one time Yoru was wrong. Tell me once.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, let me just look back through the past 50 chapters for a second.
Right.
I don't know.
Do it.
I feel like she constantly gives Asa the wrong advice.
Like, she does constantly.
No.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. She's
right. She always tells her advice is always to run away.
Didn't she say that like Denji could not ever be Chainsaw Man or something? Like you were.
No, she did immediately believed it. Actually, she was like,
Denji's
"Go back up there and kill him."
Man. And she's right.
She's the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Denji was like, "You can't be making out with me or anything like that."
Who got
because Denji said you have to follow my house rules. You can't go making out with me or anything like that. What does she do in the next second? She gives him a fucking smooch, and then she gets bodied by Naita. That happened.
She
then all the times where she's
rules.
completely stupid or unaware. And then
she's
like, I'm not an idiot.
Almost given away their
what
situation
are you talking
multiple
about?
times, including to Yoshida.
Anyway, enough your defense force. I could do this all week. Let's keep going. So you think next chapter, Sam, we're diving into the fight. We're going in. He said
I don't think we're going straight in. I think it probably ends with the beginning of their event they're setting up.
Okay.
I think it'll just be like a planting the pieces kind of chapter. Like maybe we'll see Asa, but maybe not until the end.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see where Denji is, but I think it's more going to be like, here's the setting for this event.
All right.
But long term, yeah, I think I wanted to circle back to Fami real quick. It feels like Fujimoto's playing with that like prophecy is dangerous kind of trope, where I feel like Fami is actually trying to prevent the apocalypse, but is ultimately going to be causing it, or because like that's just such a common don't trust prophecy, or like it's a double-edged sword kind of thing. But that's long term. Next chapter wise, yeah, I think it's going to be more setup.
Okay, more setup.
I've been talking a lot, so please someone else go.
Crash, you have any calls? You were like, I refuse.
No, I'm gonna say that we've been following the church for too long. We're gonna stop. Next chapter, we're gonna go back to Asa for like a little bit, maybe a chapter or two, and then we're gonna get into the meat of the arc. That's what I feel it's gonna happen.
Okay,
That's what I have to say.
I'm there with you. That makes sense.
I'm gonna hit that that chainsaw man crack pipe. This is a pencil. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'll make a hard call.
Let's go.
Because this is what I want. I want the reintroduction. I'm huffing that copium. I want the reintroduction of Reize, Quan Chi, and Samurai Sword, or any of the combination of the three. Not it could be next chapter, it could be any chapter, but we're gonna see the Barham, Spear, Whip, and Nene. They're all gonna go out and they're gonna try to enact their plan. But as soon as they start, who drops in epic MCU cameo style to stop this oncoming attack?
Don't say Kishibe.
It's no, dude. It's Reize. It's Quan Chi.
Let's go.
Maybe Kishibe. He's Hawkeye on the radio.
This guy's going crazy, dude. I love it.
Absolutely. It's gonna
be copium.
Copium
in front of his face.
Copium. I'm gonna put a little copium.
It's gonna be Naruto
face,
War Arc level, like MCU fan service.
Everyone is here.
Oh my god.
Everyone's here. Like
Power is
get
here.
This man a shield.
It's all happening.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I'll throw something crazy out there. Why not?
And it's all happening next chapter.
All of the three things we mentioned, it's all happening next chapter.
Okay, good.
I actually do think we will have characters coming back suddenly in the middle of this chaos that's coming up. I think we are going hard back to the main character of part 2, Asa Mitaka. There's not going to be a little splash. She's back. We're back on her, and we will stay on her through this entire fight because she will get involved because she is the hero of the city, and the city's under attack. Of course she's going to go.
The entire side is just copium.
What are you talking about? This makes perfect sense. We had Asa this whole time. We've had our little Denji arc. Denji set up. Is he going to go fight? No. He's sleeping with the dogs. You know what I mean? You know,
he did seem to choose that at the end of this chapter.
He made his choice. So is he going to go?
True. It was a baller choice.
Is he going to go just because he sees public safety fighting? No. He let the people fight at the beginning of this chapter. He's going to let it go down. That's what he's doing. That's where he's out now. But it's going to be different when Asa Mitaka shows up to save the day. You know what I mean? Because she's going to go out.
Is this another arc that just ends with Denji saving Asa?
When has Fujibono ever done it different? You know what I mean? Arc after arc after arc, he does what he does. He's cooking, he's going, but I don't think so.
You know, he's cooking Kino, dude.
Yeah, he's cooking Kino. I think we're getting back into Asa chapter. I do think there could be Asa Reize. We could have Asa Reize at school. For real.
That's what I do. I want that so bad. Asa Reize rivalry. Make it a real fucking shoujo manga, cowards.
They're gonna be friends. What are you talking about, dude? They're gonna be friends.
Fuck no, dude.
No. Asa needs friends.
You mean like
not the whip devil? Not the whip hybrid?
Not the
but Reize?
Maybe.
Oh, whip hybrid, yeah.
Maybe the whip hybrid. There's also the bully. I think the bully.
Reize-chan is so pretty. I'm nothing like her. I can never compare.
See, I think Asa's like, I think she's
She's feeling
high on
herself.
her own supply
Yeah.
right now. Like the last note we saw of
That's
her
true.
seemed really ominous of her like watching the TV.
Yeah, she's up, she's feeling herself. She's probably gonna be the popular girl at school. Everyone's gonna be like,
She's
OMG,
fucking miserable.
OMG, I love you. I always thought you were cool, actually. Haha. You know what I mean? Asa, you're
I would love to see that.
yes,
That'd be great.
that's what we're gonna get. That's what we're getting, and it's gonna and
If Asa Mitaka's popularity leads to Bucky slander at school, then she was dropped from my list of
No
characters
one-
I like. She's going in my
no-
shit list.
no one remembers Bucky. Dude, no one gives a shit about
Bucky's
that
not coming
stupid
back.
chicken.
Dude,
Like,
no, if people start saying that I guess Bucky was evil all along because Asa Mitaka killed her, then I'm dropping the series.
The city got like flipped upside down like 5
Yeah,
chapters ago. It's
everybody
not. No one
forgot
cares.
Bucky, dude. The school got exploded by Yuko. You know what I mean? No one cares about Bucky.
That is true.
anymore.
That did happen. The Crash is hitting that tweety.
Crash is absent for a second, but that's where I think we're going. I think we're going back into Asa, and we will stay with Asa. And I should note, this whole time we have never Denji. This whole Denji arc, there's been no Denji monologue. He is firmly
Mhm.
in side character position, where we don't get the internal monologue. We don't get his emotions laid out for us. It's only presented
all
to
been
us.
dialogue.
It's all been third person. Things he says, his expressions. We're not internal to Denji because he's side character. He's not the main character. We had a little side character arc for our major side character. It's like a little, one of those Aki little set pieces that happen sometimes in part one, but you never got Aki's thoughts. You only would get
That's a good point.
his memories and stuff. So we're going back to the main character. Yoru
Dog got
back,
sidelined so hard.
a bunch of Yoru. I'm gonna be eating good, please God, please.
I love how everyone could not wait to get Denji back when part 2 started, but I feel like I'm definitely on your camp where it's like I want to see more Asa all the time. Like especially the aquarium arc, like just sold me on her so much.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like when it clicked where it's like, oh, she's like a gremlin in her own way, in the way that Denji is.
Yes.
It's just so perfect.
Yeah,
I'm really worried about where they left her most recently.
Absolutely. I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited for her to get trapped and confused and set up again. Every time.
I'm
Her
like
problem's
ice
always been
cold
she just
water
doesn't have
and,
the
like, crab
knowledge. She
go
doesn't
out.
have.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what's going on. Like she's in the dark about so many things.
Wait, are you good, Jake?
Jake die?
What's up?
I'm drinking I have like ice water in here, and my crown fell out in the back, and got it.
You blasted
Ugh.
yourself.
Oh,
That's why I only
but I
drink
always
beer.
have to be drinking water.
Only drink.
Exactly.
There you go.
Learn from Daddy Crash,
That's
kids.
the best for your teeth. Is just to drink just beer.
Yeah, that's the worst gonna
European
happen.
style.
my urine is orange, but I'm always having fun.
All right. Well, we've got our predictions for the next chapter overall. I want to do a special thing. Page 1. What's on page 1? Let's hear it. What's the first page look like? I
I have a
managed
really boring answer.
to get. Let's hear it. Go.
It's a building. It's just going to be like where the setup is going to happen. Like
Boom. Building.
Yeah.
Crash. What do you got? Page
No,
1.
Yeah, I see a building. Honestly.
we're going to be setting the stage.
I think it's gonna be the school, and you're gonna see like the people walking around. Then Asa is gonna appear not on page 1, only on page 2. That's what I see.
Let me just hit the
Do it.
chainsaw man.
Go
crack
crazy.
pipe.
It's Reze.
Okay.
Reze immediately.
First page, starting with a building.
Everybody's on
People
the
walking
building.
around. But then the bottom panel, it's split into 3. You're on the top of the building. You see there's someone on the building. You see that they have a Mosin Nagant bolt action rifle pulled back and pushing in, and it's Kobeni. she's aiming at someone.
Let's
But
go.
Her
I'm
brother.
so in.
Your brother. Yeah,
She's
fair.
taking him out. She's gonna clear the bloodline.
She's got a
tired of
cigarette.
She's
supporting
done
her
with
family.
this. Where we've
And everything's unrelated to the rest of the plot.
Yeah,
Just
we've moved
bam,
on.
Never appears again on Chainsaw Man.
But like I feel
Kobeni
like Fujimoto just he's just on that wacky shit that it's not even out of the realm of possibility.
No, Kobeni
Nothing
can come
is out
back
of the
at
realm.
any time.
She
can come back at any time.
she has a contract with the Quickscopes Devil. That's why she never told anyone.
Ooh, I like that.
That was her
one.
power all along.
Real.
Do we
deal.
know?
Flicks the cigarette.
Do we know if this like mass violence event is happening at the school? Like, I know we're assuming it is.
Dear
because-
Lord, if it happens at the school again,
Well,
This
that's
school,
like,
bruh.
that's half their
part,
fucking,
right? So it just
that's
keeps
half
happening.
their audience base. It's half their fucking church stuff at school. They can't
That's
do
true.
that.
No,
it is.
yeah, but the church, they're
Although, isn't it gonna be a day of worship?
Yeah,
Didn't they
it's a
say
day
that?
of
It's gonna
worship.
be like
In
might
my
be
mind,
fun
it was a
day.
museum, but I think it's because I was reading Sakamoto Days at the same time. And there's the exact same plot.
It's happening at an art exhibit
You're
or
like,
an
what
assassin
is it?
exhibit.
I think page 1, we're getting Asumitaka on page. She's gonna be at school, and people are gonna be talking about how cool she is. That's what's on the first page. That's what I'm laying out. We have our first page predictions for 142, ideas for what's coming up. Lots of interesting thoughts. Lots of interesting thoughts on a shorter setup chapter, but I'm gonna call it there as we're approaching the 1 hour mark. Thank you, Sam, for coming on the show. Thank you again to our regular hosts, Crash and Jake, for being here on the Public Safety Special Broadcast, brought to you from Public Safety's ultra secure underground media bunker. This was Public Safety Communications Division number 18, Special Social Media, Vice Captain Secret Doves, signing off. Thank you all, and see you next time.